Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
A very good morning. How you doing this Tuesday? Welcome along to Early Breakfast here on Talksport with Adrian Flux. Insurance for the individual. You can find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. We're building up to breakfast. Oh, Ali McCoist is back. The nation's hero. 6 o'clock this morning. He's here with you again alongside Gabby Agbon-Lahore. But coming up over the next hour, here's Nick with all the details. Morning, buddy.
Yeah, morning, Shebahn. Crystal Palace's Community Shield win's been overshadowed by UEFA's ruling. They'll not compete in the Europa League. It will stay in the Conference League. They can win it, I reckon. Now we know the outcome is actually a good thing for Palace and the chance for another trophy. A hat-trick, maybe, in a year. What about Jack Grealish? Season-long loan to Everton to reignite his career. Simon Jordan doesn't think it's a great move for either side. But is this what's going to get him back in Thomas Tuchel's England squad? We'll have all the transfer details on the way. We'll talk Man United's new signings ahead of the Premier League returning this weekend. And, of course, the front and back pages on this Tuesday morning.
Nicholas, thank you very much. This is Early Breakfast here on Talksport with Adrian Flux. Insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. I've been on my holly bags for a wee week. Is it only me who's missed Ali McCoy so much?
You're looking pretty tanned.
Thanks.
Well, I think we all miss Ali. He's like
back yesterday, but I can't wait for you to make Scottish cuddle.
Ali's been like this constant in my life. When I was a kid, he was, banging him in for Rangers and Scotland, and then he was on our screens as a captain in a quiz. I'm not sure we're allowed to talk about on this radio station.
We can.
Are we allowed
we
to?
Can. Yeah.
And now he's the greatest co-coms in the business. And a colleague. So, yeah, it's good to have him back. He was asking me yesterday for river walks, tips, where to walk along the Thames in London. So I told him to go out to the west where it's a bit more leafier.
We had, that's lovely. We have the same driver recently who was taking me on a job. And he said, I'm taking Ali McCoist at the weekend. And I just sent him a voice note saying, just so you know that we all miss you, looking forward to seeing you again. And he FaceTimed me and he was wearing his big Australian type,
Oh, really?
hat, and he was on a fishing trip with his mates. He loves it, doesn't he? He's just like, oh, look, the lads are on a fishing trip.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't beat it. So, I'm looking forward to seeing him today and Gabby Agbon-Lahore. By the way, can we just talk about the ring that Ronaldo proposed with?
Oh, my God.
That's ridiculous.
Is there a picture of it here?
That's ridiculous.
Wasn't it? On the back of the Sun. Somewhere. I'll find it. Yeah, but I mean, look, he's not a poor man.
He's not your average Joe, is he?
And I think Georgina Rodriguez would have had questions if it wasn't a sizable diamond.
It's the biggest diamond I've ever seen.
Well, good on her.
I'm dying
And
to
him.
know how much.
Congratulations. I'll try and find out how much it cost.
Just put on the comments on Instagram, how much was the ring, Ronnie? XOXO. Cheers. Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Don't want my wife getting any ideas.
9 years he took to propose. How long were you with your wife before you proposed to Tatiana?
We had a weird situation where we
hello.
decided to get married before there was an actual proposal.
Oh, cute.
I ended up going down on one day in Hyde Park, but we'd already sorted out when we were going to get married and everything else. So it was a bit of an odd situation. It just sort of happened.
Did you give her the ring size like Ronaldo?
Not quite that big. Yeah. The Talksport wages aren't the same as Al Nasser.
All in time. Oh, what a ring though. Unbelievable. Almost a bit of a joke. I'm like, seriously, calm down. Where are you going to wear that?
Congrats though to those two.
Yes, fabulous stuff. Good to be back with you this morning. Just looking at today's back pages for you. It's all about Mr. Jack Grealish. I, for one, love this move. More details to come. Grealish out to reclaim his England place is the headline in the Times today. Looking at the back page of the Sun. Greal deal, but Savvy, no. Grealish and James McAtee set to leave Manchester City. What about Savinho to Spurs? Will that be happening as well? Grealish sacrifice is the headline in the back page of the Daily Mail. Looking at the Mirror Sport. Hitting the road, Jack is the headline there. And the Telegraph is going for Palace's news. Palace lose appeal over demotion. They will be playing in the Conference League. But as Nick mentioned earlier on, is this a good thing for Palace? Because we've discussed it before. It looks like they are really in with a chance of winning the Conference League. Imagine that. Was it 119 years without a trophy? And then possibly 3 trophies in a year. That's absolutely crazy. Fair play. I love Glasner, by the way. He seems like a real good egg. And Emma Raducanu making the papers today as well. What a fight at the Cincinnati Open against the world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka. It looks like she was maybe going to get the job done, but not to be. There's another story about Emma Raducanu going around online today. Parents this morning. I'm excited to get your thoughts on this, because apparently she asked for a child to be put out of the crowd for crying too loud. It was distracting. More on that to come with Nick not too far away. But let's start with this Jack Grealish news. Jack the lad Grealish has got his move away from Manchester City. He's going on loan to Everton for a season. He's a fan favourite for his skills, those calves, I didn't write that, but his party-loving lifestyle and his heart of gold as well. And it's time for Jack to hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say?
Jack Grealish will be looking at this season as a really important season to get back on track, but also to get back in the frame for an England call up again.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if
he needs to play. If he's looking at getting back into England, that will be very, very difficult. It'll certainly be more difficult if you're not involved with the football team.
That number 10's built for him. One of the last games he played for his country was against Ireland. Lee Carsley played him in that number 10 position. He's probably the best player on the pitch.
What you say? Hit the road, Jack.
No, don't ask me about Jack, please. Ask me that. Who said I'm not happy with him? Yeah, I don't play the last games, neither play. Was in the bench. The McAtee play against Aston Villa was exceptional. Why don't ask me about McAtee, for example? It's not about personal. I don't have any problems with the players. And I treat Jack like I think Jack. Now I think in Kusanov, I think in Victor, I think in McAtee. I think all the players have not been. But it's not anything personal about Jack. Absolutely anything.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Hit the road, Jack. Might be the best thing for him, you know, getting this move to Everton. There was rumours about this at the start of the transfer window, wasn't there? And then it kind of didn't come to fruition. He was linked to Spurs. He's been linked to Napoli. Lots of opinion here on Jack Grealish, of course, from our pundits at Talksport. Of course, he made that last appearance for Pep Guardiola's side as a late substitute in the 3-1 home win against Bournemouth in the penultimate league game of the season. He wasn't included in Pep Guardiola's 27-man squad for the Summer's Club World Cup in the United States, and that's really when the writing was on the wall for Jack Grealish, wasn't it, in Manchester City? But how will he get on at Everton under David Moyes. I love the idea of this, I really do. Can he work his way back into the England squad? We know Thomas Tuchel is a fan of Jack Grealish, but he needs that consistent game time. Now, on White and Jordan yesterday, Lord Simon Jordan said he wasn't sure if the transfer is going to work out for either party.
I mean, we see these signings of players that are big names in football clubs that go out on loan and seem to very rarely do anything meaningful. We saw Raheem Sterling go to Arsenal, nothing. We've seen Jadon Sancho go to Chelsea, not much. And if I applied myself, I could probably name a few others. In this instance, Jack Grealish, it's not his fault he's a £100 million price tag. He never was a £100 million footballer. It's interesting to see the way David plays, because he doesn't feel like a Moyesy player to me in any shape or form, because the big criticism at West Ham was once upon a time he didn't have the toolkit to be able to play ambitious football. Towards the end of his tenure, he had talented players in the middle of the park in Paqueta and Kudos, and he still didn't play a game of football that the West Ham fans enjoy watching. For Jack Grealish, he needs to play. I assumed he'd go to Napoli or somewhere like that, rather than go to an Everton side that, whilst it's got this wonderful new stadium and it looks absolutely phenomenal, the stadium, they still have a long way away from going back to being a very competitive side in the Premier League that's looking upwards rather than downwards. But they've made the deal. And I mean, I think it has jeopardy written all over it. I think there's a lot of money involved in players' wages, and very rarely do these work. So I feel this is a deal that could benefit neither one of them.
Very negative take, I think, there from Simon Jordan. 9 times out of 10, Simon can be right on things, but I think we should be a little more upbeat, a little bit more positive about this move for Jack Grealish. I mean, Everton's more, by the way, than a brand new stadium. There's so much more to this club, so much history, and let's not forget the job that David Moyes has done since joining the club. I think they've really started to push forward in the right direction, and they've had a bit of a clear out this summer. They were looking for a bit of a marquee signing, weren't they? And I feel that Jack Grealish really fits the mould there. And what I really like about the idea of this transfer is it's so far away from what we see from these highly paid footballers in the Premier League. Jack's won it all at club for Manchester City. He's reportedly on 300 grand a week, and he just wants to commit to game time at a club that will appreciate him and want to give him that opportunity. I think it's brilliant. You know, he resonates with the working man, the working woman, doesn't he? You know, the pictures of him maybe coming out the pub and coming out the social club not too long ago. Also, he's just kind of, you know, he's just got that creative flair, and I think maybe Everton could be a good move for him. And David Moyes is a brilliant manager, and Simon mentioned a couple of players there like Jadon Sancho going to Chelsea and maybe it not quite and work out. But the idea of Grealish to Everton kind of strikes me as a Jesse Lingard to West Ham. Under David Moyes, reinvigorated himself, started banging in the goals. And even though that's not exactly Jack Grealish's role and won't be completely his role at Everton, he'll have a massive part of that. So I really like the idea of this. I think he could reignite himself. You know, he's a talented player, and maybe Everton's the club that's going to do it. Kind of 2.0 Jack Grealish in his career. Everton fans, the floor is yours this morning. 03717 2233 44. Could this move reignite Jack Grealish's career? 03717 2233 44. I mean, not completely reaching for the stars here, but you never know. A player like that, like Jesse Lingard to West Ham under David Moyes, maybe could help that push up the table. Maybe get into those European spots. You never know. 03717 2233 44. 81089 is the number if you would rather send a text message. Meanwhile, Manchester United, let's focus on them. Benjamin Sesko's arrived at the club. It's only a matter of time before he fires the Red Devils back to the top of the league. I say that with a big smile on my face. I like the look of this lad. The new Manchester United striker says it was the project at Old Trafford that attracted him to the club. He wants to emulate his hero, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the 22-year-old striker who scored 21 goals in the German Bundesliga for RB Leipzig last season, completed his move at the weekend, and he says Man United's stature is difficult to match.
There is just stuff that it made you like come there, you know, it gives you this already kind of, let's say, energy that you want to be part of. And yeah, I think it's just a great project in general, and can't wait to start.
Man United fans, your thoughts on this, please. How do we feel about Sesko to the club? What do you think of his interview, by the way, as well? I thought he came across like an absolute dreamboat. Great smile, great energy, seems to love the club. He likes the idea of the project as well. Really positive interview, of course, that has to be. It's his first one at Manchester United. 03717 22 33 44. And for Jack Grealish, you can give us a call on that as well. Is this the move to reignite his career and get himself back into that England squad under Thomas Tuchel? I like it. You can give us a call this morning. You're listening to Early Breakfast here on Talksport. More transfers on the way. And coming up next, we'll look at today's Back Pages. Morning. A very good morning. How are you today? You're listening to Early Breakfast here on Talksport with Adrian Flux. Get a tailor-made quote for your commercial vehicle. Search Adrian Flux Insurance for the individual. Don't forget you can listen to Talksport on the app. If you haven't got it yet, you can download it now for free from your app store if you're heading out and about. Don't worry, Talksport can always be sitting there on the phone next to you, wherever you go. I've just been on holiday last week in Portugal and I always had the app with me at the beach because I'm sad like that and I cannot let go. Also, if you want some news, you can swipe across the app to talk, and you can swipe across to Times Radio if that's your vibe. If you want the tunes, I think Chris Evans is back this morning, isn't he? He is back this morning. I love seeing Chris float about the office. What a treat for us all. If you fancy the tunes, Chris Evans back on breakfast at 6 o'clock this morning. But here on Talksport, Super Ali McCoy's in the house alongside Gabby Agbonlahor from 6 here on breakfast this morning. Some of your other headlines today: Barcelona and Villarreal have moved a step closer to playing a league game in the United States in December. The Spanish Football Federation has confirmed it's given approval to a request from the clubs. La Liga would become the first of Europe's big leagues to stage one of its matches outside its own territory if it's ratified by FIFA. I know we hate it, but we're probably heading in that direction as well, troops. In other news, Emma Raducanu came out on the wrong side of a titanic battle with world number one Aryna Sabalenka at the Cincinnati Masters Tennis. The Brit lost the third round match in a deciding tiebreak, 7 points to 5. She was unbelievable. 13 games went to deuce during the contest as well. Raducanu will next play at the US Open, where she won as a wild card in 2021. God, that feels like yesterday. And Manchester Originals claimed their first win of this year's 100 with a 10-run victory over London Spirit at Old Trafford. Joss Butler led the charge with a top score of 46, helping the Originals post a competitive total of 163. Despite a valiant 71 off 51 balls from David Warner, the Spirit fell short, managing only 153 in reply. Meanwhile, Trent Rocket's Tom Banton told Max Rushton what it's like learning off Joe Root, who Banton calls arguably the greatest batter of all time.
I think just actually how calm he is and relaxed. I'm sure he's obviously got his things he thinks about and probably keeps to himself. But look, he's always one just to try and take the game forward. He doesn't say too much. I think obviously if you want to ask him stuff, I'm sure he'd love to help. But I've known Rooty a little bit now. And yeah, I just think obviously he's so good at batting and just to stand at the other end and kind of watch him, how he goes about it is really special. But yeah, it's great for him to be at Trent Rockets.
But I mean, you could be a better white ball player than him, so he should be asking you. He should be asking you the questions.
No chance. Look, he's arguably one of the greatest ever players to have ever played the game. So we're so lucky to have him at the Rockets, and yeah, long may he continue scoring runs. Obviously for the Rockets and for England, and obviously he's chasing down that record.
That is the thoughts there of Tom Banton, learning about Joe Root and learning from the man himself. He was speaking to Max Rushton yesterday here on Talksport. He's in for Paul Hawksby this week. It's great to have Max Rushton back here at Talksport Towers. Usually he's out in Australia. He's back with Charlie Baker today from 1 o'clock here on Talksport. We're talking about Jack Grealish. I, for one, think this move for Grealish to Everton under David Moyes could be a little bit of a Jesse Lingard to West Ham vibe. Maybe he'll move them up the table, get them into the European places. You just never know. He's that much of a talented player. I actually saw a great comment there on social media. Now, where's the guy? Oh, I've missed his name. But basically saying that David Moyes will unpepify Jack Grealish. He has been pepped, hasn't he? And albeit he's won everything with the great Pep Guardiola, I think we all want to see that maverick Jack Grealish playing his best style of football again. 03717 223344. Good morning to Dan, the Everton fan. Dan, I mean, are you bouncing off the walls at this, or are you underwhelmed?
Good morning. Yeah, absolutely buzzing.
I bet you are. It's a great move.
Absolutely buzzing. You know, as I said to the person I called up to, I'm 29. My brother's 5 years younger than me. As you can probably hear, I'm not the typical Everton fan, as it probably sounds. But we travel up and down the country, home and away games, buzzing for the stadium. We needed that headline in signing. We were desperate. We were getting desperate, as David Moyes said in quite a few press conferences. And I think Grealish is the man to do it. You know, England, Villa, City, when he first joined, he's always been a player with a heart of gold. Says hello to all the fans, everything like that. And for me, I'm absolutely buzzing. And me and my brother cannot wait to see what number he's got on the back of his shirt so we can go down that shop and get it on it.
Oh, that's great to hear, Dan. I mean, it's great to hear the positivity. And from what I can see, I think a lot of Evertonians and Everton fans are really feeling the same. And I had the lovely opportunity for Talksport to go up to Goodison for its last game of the season. Yeah. And I spoke to so many fans. And, you know, Everton are far more than just this new stadium. And Grealish is such a big player, you know, an England international, a poster boy as well, but like you mentioned, a heart of gold. I think he resonates with this fan base as well.
100%. I think we as a collective are just what Everton are. You know, at the end of the day, as it says, once Everton has touched you, it will never be the same again. You know, even the guys that are there now working day in, day out. Yeah, we've not had the best pre-season. The heart's in it. You can tell just watching them. I'm excited to see, you know, Barry, see what he does. Beto's got a point to prove, I think. But honestly, Grealish will fit in no matter where he goes. David will find a place for him, and Moyes will just unlock him again, because he's gone from playing football at Villa, which by the way was fluid, fantastic player, And obviously David now will just unlock him and show his true potential now from where he is.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think we underrate David Moyes and what he can do for players. As we mentioned, Jesse Lingard to West Ham. I mean, the difference in him then. Do you think he can get you up the table and perhaps into the European places?
I think so. Like I say, it's not just going to be Grealish; it's going to be everyone. I think no matter what happens, we've got the talent. You look at your Ndiaye and stuff like that. He brings so much buzzing, around the fan base, around the area, just when he gets on the ball. And I'm hoping Grealish will do the same thing. What we've been lacking is someone that picks the ball up and immediately turns to face the opposition goal to start pushing forward. That's what we've been missing.
Yeah, I want to see the Maverick Jack back. I want to see Villa Jack. I really, really do. Dan, before I let you go, is this your first time calling?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, my first time.
Great. Well, thanks for giving us a call this morning. Call us any time, and good luck for your Grealish to Everton season ahead. Thank you very much, Dan. Call us any time. Have a good day.
Thanks so much. You too.
03717 223344 is the number. Nick is here for a look at today's back pages.
Great call from Dan. Do you know what? This summer has been really like the first summer in ages where I think transfers have been genuinely exciting.
Totally agree.
Spends among some of the big clubs have been really big again. And also, I just have to say, it's really nice to hear an Everton fan like buzzing about a new signing. Yeah. And also, David Moyes has really steadied the ship there. And good luck to Jack. Good luck to Everton as well, because a healthy Everton is always good for the league, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In their new stadium as well. So back pages, a lot of Jack Grealish chat on the back pages. Greel deal, but Savino, a hint to Man City not selling Savinho to Spurs, who were interested. But one of the big stories, I think, overnight is this Emma Raducanu playing the world number one, Arina Sabalenka. We're always talking about British tennis players nearly doing it, and she nearly did it again. She lost, but
she was brilliant.
She was brilliant, and there are encouraging signs. I mean, so it was in the Cincinnati Open. She actually lost in 3 sets to Sabalenka. Sabalenka took the first 7-6, Raducanu the second 6-4, and then Sabalenka another tiebreak to win the third. But in 9 matches against Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek and Coco Gauff, Raducanu had never even won a set. So she's now made that step. She's playing under new coach Francisco Roig, another new coach, but definitely positive signs. Raducanu described it as a fact-finding match to see where she is in comparison to those top players. There was quite a funny moment out in Cincinnati, though, when Raducanu was a bit annoyed about some noise off the court, and there was actually a baby. We've got a clip of it we can play over, for you now.
It's a child. Do you want me to send the child out of the stadium? I can call in, but we need to continue for the moment.
Oh, no. Don't clap the crying baby.
Would that have put you off?
Listen, I was on a flight yesterday coming back from holiday, and babies cry. That's what they do.
Yeah.
If anything, I can understand why Emma Raducanu would be put off by that, because she's trying to concentrate. But it's up to the parent. If she said, Emma Raducanu, that was the quotes where it's been going on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's up to the parent then to say, right, I'm going to take the baby out, or whoever's looking after the baby say, I'm going to take the baby out of this environment. Is that not the right thing to do?
I was going to say, who takes a baby to the tennis? But sometimes you can't get the thing looked after.
Can't get it. Don't call it the thing, Nick. You're just as bad as Emma Raducanu. Get that thing out of here.
We've had babies in Parliament, and obviously,
Oh, do you know what?
They need to be looked after, but. Take it to the tennis? I'm not sure about that.
I know, but it doesn't sound great saying, can you get the baby out of here?
No, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look, Emma, but fine, I'm going to let you have it, because I think you get enough heat as it is.
On the back of The Guardian, mouth guards for concussion to be used at the Women's World Cup. So Rugby Union's introducing these flashing LED mouth guards, and the point of it is for them to flash when the players have had an impact that could potentially result in concussion. Dr. Lindsay Starling, Science and Medical Manager at World Rugby, saying match officials and players will be able to see that the player has sustained a head impact. It will also create awareness about head injuries. So the Women's World Cup kicks off next week, and it's here. England and the home nations will be hoping for home advantage. So these will be worn by all of the players apart from 2, apparently, who wear braces.
Right.
So if you wear braces, they can't fit them in. There's some kind of sensor in there that'll flash when they have a big head injury.
Okay, very good to know. Nick, thank you very much. That was a look at today's back pages. Coming up next for you on Early Breakfast, we're going to take a look at tonight's League Cup games and chat about Palace's European nightmare. We'll do it next morning.
When was the last time you saw someone score with a knuckleball free kick? We're going to take a look at why we're not seeing them anymore and explain a bit about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s after that Ronaldo strike against Portsmouth in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner.
Now, no ball is perfectly aerodynamic, so as it travels it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Football's most prolific free kick taker, Juninho Pernambucano, perfected the technique but didn't invent it. He was inspired by players from the 90s and even the 50s. So how do you do it? You have to hit the ball head on with as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Hitting by the valve helps with that short contact time as it's the hardest part of the football. So why don't we see knuckleballs much anymore? It's because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. And in 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, though spectacular, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
Well, hello there. Good morning. How are you this Tuesday? We're in for a toasty one. Oofed. factor 50, 34 degrees. Get in my belly. You're listening to Early Breakfast here on Talksport with Adrian Flux. The cover you need at a price you love with Watts Fans Insurer of the Year 2021. You can always find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Don't forget, you can now watch the show on your smart TV. If you're at home and you've got a smart telly, you can watch us there. You can also watch the stream of the studio on your YouTube channel. I think we've all mentioned this. We've got a flashy new jazzy studio. It's lovely. How long before we wreck the giant? It's really nice though. You can come and have a little swatch if you fancy that, and of course you can listen to us on the Talksport app if you're heading out and about as well. Our top story this morning is that of Jack Grealish and this season long move to Everton on loan from Manchester City. How's this going to work out for both sides? I for one am a big fan of this. I love it. I love this move for Jack Grealish. Martin O'Neill, the legend himself, was on White and Jordan yesterday and was pretty circumspect about the move and how it might work out.
Well, he needs to play again, so and Everton have taken him on, so that in that sense, why not? But he needs to play. If he's looking at getting back into England, that will be very, very difficult. It'll certainly be more difficult if you're not involved with the football team.
Martin O'Neill, don't forget White and Jordan back today at 10 o'clock here on Talksport. Always a brilliant show, isn't it? Absolutely excellent. Always great to have Martin O'Neill's insight as well. You can let us know your thoughts on this. We heard from Dan, the Everton fan, about 15 minutes ago. 03717223344. He's buzzing for this. He says he cannot wait to find out the number that Jack Grealish will be wearing, and him and his brother will be straight down at the club store to sort out their tops for the season ahead. I'm thinking it could be a little bit of a Jesse Lingard vibe to West Ham under David Moyes, maybe push them up the table, get into the European spots in time. You never know, but I think seeing that Maverick Grealish unpepped is very exciting for the Premier League season ahead. I'm really looking forward to that. 81089 03717223344. Can this move for Grealish get him back into the England squad? And what do you make of it this morning? You can have your say here on Talksport. Some of your other headlines, by the way. Middlesbrough manager Rob Edwards is desperate to continue their winning start to the new season. Tonight, they host Doncaster Rovers of League One in the first round of the EFL Cup. Edwards began his tenure at Riverside Stadium with a victory over Swansea City at the weekend.
We've got big history in this competition, so I know what this will mean to the supporters, and we want to value every competition. We really do. I mean that. So we want to build momentum here. We want to win every game that we go into, and that's no different at all.
Yeah, Robbie Edwards there, back in action tonight. Adrian Durham is here on Kickoff tonight from 7 o'clock here on Talksport, a Carabao Cup special with Adrian Durham. He's going to be joined by Courtney Sweetman, Kirk Scott Minto and Mickey Gray with all of the goals from the Cup as they go in. And by the way, Bromley versus Ipswich, the first round of the Carabao Cup, is live for you on Talksport 2, 8 o'clock tonight. I mentioned earlier, download the Talksport app. You can easily swipe across to Talksport 2 to get our commentary of Bromley versus Ipswich, 8 o'clock tonight. Also, Derby County boss John Eustace admits the EFL Cup is low on his priority list this season, like the honesty. They look to bounce back from a defeat against Stoke on the opening day when they host fellow Championship side West Brom in the first round of the competition. Eustace is expecting a tight game.
Yeah, West Brom have got a fantastic squad of players there. They'll play a real good style of football, I'm sure. And, they might mix it up, but whatever team we play against, they'll be good and we'll be ready and ready to compete.
Live on Talksport 2, 7:45, it all gets underway tonight. And Rangers boss Russell Martin has warned his team to expect an onslaught from Czech side Victoria Plzeň tonight. They take a commanding 3-0 lead into the second leg of their Champions League qualifying tie at the Dusan Arena. Martin says the onus is on Rangers to maintain their momentum and stay focused.
Goals change ties and games and all that stuff. The plan is to not have a tough start. We need to start the game as well as we possibly can, but we have to be ready for everything, and especially if there's a few tough moments or whatever in the game, we have to respond properly.
Oh, he's feeling the pee a little bit, isn't he, Russell Martin, already, considering he's just fresh in the door. It's the league, isn't it? I mean, OK, they managed to get the equaliser at the weekend, down to 10 men as well on Saturday against Dundee, having a man sent off. And leaving it that late as well. I mean, it is real pressure for Rangers, but a lot of people wanted to give Russell Martin the chance. He does deserve the time, and we'll give him that. Rangers back in action tonight in Champions League qualifying against Victoria Plzen. The other big story right now, of course, is all over the back pages today. Crystal Palace losing their appeal against demotion to the Conference League. The Court of Arbitration for Sport ruled shareholder John Textor did have decisive influence over both Palace and Lyon on UEFA's deadline. We heard that here on Talksport, didn't we, with Jim White? He knew in the moment when Palace won the FA Cup, he went, oh, bleep, can't say it now. So Nottingham Forest go on to the Europa League, and it's Conference League for Palace this season. Former Palace midfielder John Salako admits after last season's FA Cup heroics, it's tough to take.
Oh, it's a massive blow, no doubt. I mean, the Europa League is the bigger competition, and that's the competition we qualified for and we're looking forward to playing in. And I think for the bigger players, that's, you want to play against the top teams in Europe, for your Rezes, your Matetas, and as I say, your Gays and Lacroix, that's where you want to play. And certainly being demoted down to the conference is very disappointing, but it's still it's still a European competition. And we've really got to put it to one side now and really try and kick on.
John Salako speaking yesterday on Palace's situation. I know it's unfair. It's really unfair in the fans, isn't it, to miss out on the Europa League? It's unfair in the players. This is none of their fault. This is the big boys at the top who messed up and didn't get it right. But I mean, the opportunity to actually go on and be able to win the Conference League looks very, very possible, doesn't it, for Palace? I mean, the fact that they've gone nearly 120 years without a trophy and have now won 2 in the last couple of months. Now in the Conference League, okay, wasn't supposed to be that way, but it looks like they could win maybe a hat-trick of trophies in a season. That's crazy. That's unbelievable. Glasner doing the bits. Palace fans, you can have your say on that this morning. Have you accepted it? You're moving on. You're looking at the Conference League now going, okay, this could be another trophy. This could be another happy day for us. 8-10-89. And I was thinking about this actually on holiday. We were talking about the importance of the Conference League, and when Palace won the Community Shield at the weekend, Salty George, the Arsenal fan in the office, was like, oh, do we now count the Community Shield as a trophy because we didn't when Arsenal won it? And it's just like that expectation, of what you have of certain teams and certain clubs. Arsenal, we expect now to maybe go on and win the Premier League, or they're trying to win the Champions League. So, winning the Community Shield would be bottom of their priority list. But for Palace, it's another trophy and what's been an incredible end of the season for them. It's excellent. It's like when West Ham won the Conference League. It meant everything to them and their fans. When Chelsea win the Conference League, it's really not as that exciting because just a few seasons ago they won the Champions League. Don't let your expectations spoil your happiness, troops. That's my candid thoughts to you at this time on a Tuesday morning. By the way, the NFL returns to Wembley in October. Have some of that. The Los Angeles Rams take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we have your chance to win VIP tickets. This competition is now open. The chance to win 6 seats in a private box at Wembley Stadium with full hospitality, plus £5,000 spending money. Oh, I just love it. I love it. 18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338, and then you're in the draw. Text costs £2. I'll start that again. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter now for free by calling 0330 880 338. That's 0330 880 338. All entries must be received by the 25th of August at 11 p.m. This is a Talksport limited promotion run on Talksport Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. For full terms and conditions, visit talksport.com. And if you haven't already, watch the new season of The Quarterback. Big fan. Okay, time now for your front page nonsense on a Tuesday with Nick.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move!
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
Talk Sport.
Have you watched the quarterback yet?
Hello, sorry. Have I watched the quarterback?
Yeah.
No.
By the way,
should I be watching it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Right.
Kirk Cousins is like my favourite guy ever.
All right, I'm gonna check it out later when I get home.
Big fan. Very smart as well. Quarterbacks, they're really intelligent.
The amount of prep that they do is completely
It's almost like a math test or something that they're doing.
Well, they have to know all the plays, exactly sort of heart by heart. Like they do hours and hours more prep than any other any other NFL
They have like offices in their house where they sit at their desks and proper study.
Yeah, I mean, like we've heard interviews with some players in the NFL that talk about when the quarterbacks literally come in at 7, 8 in the morning and they've done about 2 or 3 hours work before the rest of the team arrive. So, you know, the intensity that those guys train under is unbelievable. I want to talk about the intensity of the sun in Britain today.
Oh, love it.
I think this is a bit over the top. Parents urged to keep kids indoors amid 35-degree heat wave.
Sorry, it's the school holidays. We can't do that. We need them out of our sight.
I thought this was the opposite. If it's sunny, it's like, get gone. When we were kids, we used to run away and we wouldn't come back till maybe it got dark.
I know.
Whereas the kids these days aren't allowed to do anything. Parents are being urged to keep kids out of the sun as UK bakes in a sizzling heat wave. Leading pharmacist George Sandhu said children are more at risk of overheating and heat strokes than adults. So there is a serious health side to this, but come on.
Plenty of water, sun cream factor 50, a good hat, and keep their shoulders covered up. A good t-shirt. That's the way we used to have it.
35 degrees. Is that, are you enjoying that, or is that a bit too much?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I just wish I had something to dip into, you know. Wee pool or something. I was thinking maybe Jamie's dad could build a pool in his garden or something, because he's got a big garden.
Well.
Retired. I'm like, go on
They
then.
live near
Pool.
you.
Huh?
Do they live near you?
Yeah, down the road.
Well, perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Incentivise that.
I'm not asking for much, just a swimming pool. Stop being so tight, man.
That would be perfect. Also, in the Times, Chapman to start a new Match of the Day era. Mark Chapman is apparently going to present the first BBC Match of the Day show on Saturday night in the post-Lineker era. What do we think about Match of the Day? Do you still watch it?
I watch the clips.
Yeah.
I would more so watch it on TikTok. Watch the clips, watch the highlights of Match of the Day.
Well, that's what BBC is saying. That's why they're changing the format. They were saying most people do that these days.
So it's a shame, you know, this is what seems to be happening to TV at the minute. TV is struggling. You can watch all the best bits you want online.
Yeah.
You know, on the swipe, you can go and swipe and look for what you're looking for, and there you go, you've got it. But I like Mark Chapman. I love Kelly Cates, and Gabby Logan is the absolute greatest of all time.
Yeah, it's a strong team. When I was a kid living at home, one of the funniest things on a Saturday night was to guess which game my dad would fall asleep in. Because he would always start watching. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll watch Match of the Day with you." Never make it to the end.
There you go. It's a wee bit late.
And he would just, do the old nodding dog for a while. Like, Dad.
So it's back this weekend. Mark Chapman will host the first one.
Yeah, exactly. Gabby Logan hosting the Sunday night show. Kelly Cates will present a programme tomorrow featuring UEFA Super Cup highlights. Looking forward to the new campaign.
Fabulous.
And then also we've had this incredible news about Ronaldo and his wife. I don't know if we got time for that, but the ring is absolutely massive. As you said, Georgina Rodriguez has got this diamond on her finger that looks like it could take out a battleship.
Have we got a price yet? We need to hunt down the price of this. Can we guess? I'm thinking 10 mil.
I'm
thinking 10 million for that ring.
It's got to be at least $1 million.
It's ridiculous. If you haven't seen it yet, Google it. It's unbelievable. It's really similar to mine. It's really similar to the one Jamie put in my finger about 40 years ago.
Well, congratulations to both of them. They're both very, very happy. The model captioned her snap on Instagram with, "Yes, I do, in this and all my lives."
Okay, I can just think of all the women now who are hoping that they're going to get engaged at some point, looking at the ring going, damn it. That's really what I want now. Her ring looks like it's pregnant at 2 weeks with my ring. It is a monster.
You don't have to compare yourself to others.
No, I know. That's true. Yeah, she is marrying Ronaldo. I married a cute little Irish man with a big head. Coming up next on Early Breakfast, we're going to build up to Talksport Breakfast. It's back with Super Ali McCoist and Gabby Agbon-Lahore in 10 minutes' time. We'll do it next morning. A very good morning. Welcome along to Tuesday's early breakfast here on Talksport. Shebahn with you, Big Ali McCoist with you alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. Very, very soon here on Talksport. We're with you with Adrian Flux, insurance for the individual. You can find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. I'm loving the love for Jack Grealish going around today. He's all over the back pages. He's getting this season-long loan move to Everton. A lot of excited Everton fans, and rightly so. This is a brilliant move for him, hopefully. Back into the England squad. Hopefully we'll see the Maverick Jack back in the Premier League. We have missed him, haven't we? I mean, even though he won everything with Pep, nothing really happened last season, and he has been Pepified. Looking forward to see him Moyesified at Everton. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Just some of your other transfer news now. We understand Nottingham Forest have stepped up their pursuit of Manchester City midfielder James McAtee after being confirmed in next season's Europa League. Sources have described discussions between the two clubs as positive. McAtee is keen on the move to the City ground as well. He missed the Club World Cup for City, didn't he? Because he went away with England under-21s, retained that trophy, captained that side. Very, very bright future ahead of James McAtee. I like the idea of this move for him as well. It's believed Forest are willing to pay in excess of £20 million for James McAtee. Another news, Rangers manager Russell Martin has claimed midfielder Nico Raskin has been impacted by uncertainty over his future at the club. There's been a bit of uncertainty about him this summer for sure, Martin said before Tuesday's second leg of the Champions League third qualifying round tie against Victoria Pleasant tonight. Good luck to Rangers in that, looking strong already. They've got a 3-0 advantage in that game. Chelsea have been urged to sign Mark Guéhi, especially after Levi Colwell's lengthy injury layoff was confirmed. The Blues defender could be out for the whole season, bless him, after undergoing surgery on an anterior cruciate ligament injury. On Drive, Adrian Durham believes Guéhi's return to Stamford Bridge would set Chelsea up to end their 9-year wait for the trophy.
I think, because Levi Colwell was out for a long term.
Yeah, I like him as well, Levi.
Yeah, I hope he recovers, but he's out 8-9 months, I think. If Chelsea go and get Mark Guéhi back from Crystal Palace, I think Chelsea probably win the league.
Yeah.
Now, I know I've said Arsenal, but we're talking with a few weeks left of the window. So if things change dramatically, I mean, if Liverpool go and sign Guéhi and Isak, it's no competition.
Yeah.
They've won the league.
Such a good player. I wonder if this move will happen. I wonder if we'll get a move away this window. Chelsea fans, I'm sure you would be well up for that. There's a lot of chat going around as well today in the papers about Paris Saint-Germain's Gianluigi Donnarumma, the goalkeeper, maybe joining Manchester United as well. Talksport's European football expert Kevin Hatchard's giving us the lowdown on another potential massive transfer to Old Trafford.
The thing that's really crystallised this situation is that PSG have signed Lucas Chevalier from Lille, and he is going to be their new number one because Donnarumma has been dropped from the Super Cup squad to face Tottenham on Wednesday. And it's quite brutal when you think about it, because Donnarumma had such an incredible run in the knockout phase of the Champions League. He did as much as anyone really to deliver that first ever European crown to Paris. And yet, just a few weeks on from that, he's been told he's no longer going to be involved. And I think what it shows you is how single-minded Luis Enrique is. He's made a decision that Chevalier is the better bet long-term. Donnarumma was always vulnerable, having not agreed a new contract with the club. He's only got a year left on his deal. And it looks as though he'll be heading elsewhere. And the indications seem to be that it could be a Premier League club that takes him.
Well, I literally took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask you, is it going to be the Premier League? Do we know exactly who, or was it just rumours at the moment?
Well, he's been linked with Chelsea for a long time. And they, obviously, Robert Sanchez had a decent...
Kevin Hatchard there. Manchester United, we believe, are interested, and he would be interested in coming to the Premier League. Donnarumma's just won the quadruple, and then you're not favoured. It's crazy, isn't it? What an outstanding goalkeeper as well. Wouldn't mind seeing him in the Prem. Would love to see him at Manchester United. Darren Bent is back with you on Drive today. He's back in the hot seat after a lengthy summer holiday, and he's feeling very upbeat about Arsenal's new signing.
I look at Zubimendi, I really like him. Upgrade on Thomas Partey, I'm not quite sure about that, but that's obviously a different story. The Gyökeres, yes, can score goals, scored a bag full of goals at Sporting Lisbon. Can he do it in the Premier League now? We've seen it already. You look at Darwin Núñez, absolutely was brilliant at Benfica, came to Liverpool, struggled. I hope that doesn't happen with Gyökeres, but as you said there, if Arsenal create chances, I think he'll score them. I think his record in the Champions League was decent for Sporting as well, so that's where I've got a little bit of optimism that it wasn't just the Portuguese league, he was doing it across Europe as well.
Arsenal fans, the spirit is well and truly alive, and it should be. I love the look of Gyökeres. Adrian Durham, our voice of live football here at Talksport yesterday, says he thinks Arsenal will win the Premier League this season. I think I have to agree. I do. I think they can get the job done this season. There's a bit of pressure to get it done as well, but I think Zubimendi looks great. If they can continue to create chances, Gyökeres, if he stays fit, will be the guy to finish them off. Lots more and transfers on our website, talksport.com, and Alex Crook, our transfer expert, will be back with us later on today on Talksport Breakfast alongside Super Ali McCoy, alongside Gabby Agbonlahor. They're going to be joined by England Surrey and Southern Brave cricketer Chris Jordan talking the 100. Bromley manager Andy Woodman is going to be here as well ahead of the Carabao Cup game against Ipswich, live on Talksport at 2 tonight. Phil Brown is here to talk about on-pitch team talks after Ruben Sayers gave Sheffield United players a very public dressing down this weekend. A huge show on the way with Ali McCoy and Gabby Agbonlahor next.